Many of the reported hauntings in West Virginia are around abandoned coal mine communities in the southern part of West Virginia, and that's a beautiful mountainous part of the state. There's hiking trails there that take you by the ruins of those coal mines. And those ruins up against the magnificent beauty of the Appalachian Mountains is something you want to experience, especially if you are a hiker, a history buff, or intrigued by ghost sightings. So I'm going to talk about some of those beautiful trails that are not only beautiful, but also, according to what lots of people around here claim, are haunted. Most trails I'll talk about are in the New River Gorge National Park. That area is mountainous with some really dramatic terrain. It's where the New River Gorge Bridge is located. That's one of the tallest bridges in the country. It spans a length of 3,030 feet and stands 876 feet above the New River. You can drive or walk across it and you'll see some magnificent views. The New River National Park is about a 4.5-hour drive from the eastern panhandle. It's a beautiful drive. It takes you through small towns, rural countryside, and wooded areas. So you see glimpses of the state's natural beauty along the way. Once you near the New River Gorge area, the scenery becomes even more captivating. Towering cliffs and the iconic New River Gorge Bridge. Some of these trails go through abandoned coal mining towns, so you can see the rich history of coal mining in this area. So we'll talk about those trails and the story behind those hauntings. And by the way, our contact information is below, and if you'd like to learn all about the Eastern Panhandle, consider subscribing. One of the more beautiful and interesting trails is the Kmart Trail near the New Gorge River, and it's a pretty challenging trail. It takes about an hour and a half to complete. It passes through the ruins of the historic Kmart coal mine, which operated from the late 1800s till the mid-1900s. There's posted signs on the trail explaining the history of the land and the mine operation. Legend has it that the Kmart Trail is haunted by the ghost of a man named Tommy. According to local lore, Tommy was a coal miner who died in a tragic accident at the Kmart mine. Hikers who have reported seeing Tommy's ghost say that he appears as a shadowy figure dressed in old mining clothes and carrying a pickaxe. So this may seem like just another spooky tale, but it's a reminder of the dangers and hardships that coal miners faced during the early days of West Virginia's coal industry. The Kmart mine was known for being one of the most dangerous in the state, with numerous accidents and fatalities over the years. The fact that Tommy's ghost is said to haunt the Kmart Trail is a testament to the lasting impact that those tragedies had on the people and the lands of West Virginia. Another trail in that area is the Thurman-Minden Trail. And this trail is near the historic town of Thurman. The town was once considered one of the greatest railroad towns along the Chesapeake and Ohio Railway. Stores there and saloons were always busy. And the town went into decline when diesel locomotives became the norm. And also the mine started producing less coal. Thurman's decline also coincided with the Great Depression. Today, Thurman is the least populated municipality in West Virginia. And here's kind of a funny story. In 2005, there were 7 residents, and 6 of them ran for elected office. So that one resident decided the vote. He was probably wine and dine. The town is pretty much abandoned now and considered to be one of the most haunted places in West Virginia. The trail starts near town and leads hikers to the former mining community of Minden, and that's a 1.5-mile trail with ruins that gives you a glimpse into the area's coal mining history. In the nearby town of Bramwell, another coal mining community, is a company store from the 1890s, the Whipple company store. It is said to be haunted by Mamie Thurman. She was the store employee. She was murdered there in the early 1900s, and her murder was a sensational case that drew national attention. The investigation led to the arrest of a local man named Clarence Stevenson, a handyman in the area, but many, then and now, doubt his involvement. Some people in that area believed Harry Powers, who was known as the Bluebeard of West Virginia, a serial killer operating in that area, was a likely suspect. He was a piece of work, Harry Powers, but that's a whole other video on that guy. There's no proof he did it, so the case remains unsolved. Today, visitors report seeing Mamie's ghost in the Whipple Company store. So that store has become a popular destination for ghost hunters and history buffs alike. That store, like most coal mining stores in the early 1900s, was owned by the coal mining company and was the only store available to miners because they accepted scrip, which was a form of currency used to pay miners. So the miners were trapped, basically, and often in debt to the company's store, which kept them dependent and in debt to the mining company. Just in the New River Gorge alone, there were once over 60 coal camps or mining towns, and almost every town had its own company store. That was the early days. Conditions have gotten much better for the miners. But there are a lot of ruins in those old coal mining towns that show the harsh conditions of life in those early days. And these are just a few examples of the hiking trails available in the New River Gorge. There's many more trails in the area. All offer a look at the natural beauty and history of the region. From the New River Gorge National Park, about a 2-hour drive north to Pocahontas County, there's the Cass Scenic Railroad State Park, located in Cass, West Virginia. It's about a 3-hour drive from Berkeley County in the Eastern Panhandle. Cass is a former company town, once home to one of the state's lumber mills. There's several beautiful trails in that park. The one said to be haunted is the Cass Railroad Trail. Several hikers report seeing apparitions of the loggers and mill workers who lost their lives at that mill. And the last trail I'll talk about here is the Eastern Panhandle, where there's the Appalachian Trail. Not a coal mining area, but one of the more famous trails in the country that stretches for 2,200 miles. From Georgia all the way to Maine. So who is haunting the West Virginia section of that trail? Legend has it that the ghost of Earl Schaefer, the first person to hike the entire trail back in 1948. And he's been seen on that trail. Earl Schaefer is a pretty well-known figure among avid hikers. So there you are. West Virginia is full of ghost towns, many of which are old coal mining towns. Very interesting places to visit for a weekend. And if you are a hiker or interested in West Virginia history, or intrigued by ghost sightings, then you'll find all three of those things in these trails. Beautiful scenery and a look at this rich history. Also, right here in Berkeley County, there's a 23,000-acre wilderness park. Lots of hiking trails in there. There's a large lake for fishing, also campgrounds. And the video over there on the right is all about the Sleepy Creek Wildlife Preservation Area. Okay, thanks for tuning in. And if you are interested in this area, be sure to contact us. We'd love to tell you all about it. Okay, thanks. Bye.